tell me about your vision. I read on your website,
Yeah.
you know, the reason why you call Falcon
Yeah.
is it's not a broken bird.
Yeah. We
Tell
want
us
to
your story.
we really don't want to fix broken birds. We want to make cyber eagles. So that means that that means people should not. One of the quote that I really impacts me is that it's not the people who are disabled. It's the society who is disabled that cannot enable the people again.
Well,
Right.
if there's an audience, it would be a standing ovation.
It was a
This
standing
is-
ovation in one of the talks I was seeing, but that
This is
hurt me
amazing.
so much because yes, I have those skills, yes, I can make it,
Wow.
but because I am not making it, the other person is a disabled. So I am disabled, he is not disabled, he deserves a better chance.
Wow.
And that's where my experience of design, my experience of electronics, my experience of coding, my experience of being able to think what should work in this environment needs to come into play, right? And one person cannot drive that. Like, of course, the whole team, the founders,
If 8 people right now.
we have around 8 people right now. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. But 8 goes 9 and 10, and then
Uh-huh.
some people leave, because it's again like we still have a lot of interns.
Right.
And so yeah, the team is quite small. The team is trying hard,
Uh-huh.
and hopefully we would one day have some traction and impact more and more lives. This is what we aim for. One thing that we did is like we didn't set it up as an NGO. As I said, that we're not fixing broken bones. Like we didn't set it up as an NGO. We set it up as a social enterprise. We want to grow. We want to
Mhm.
make money, and that money needs to go back to the company to grow better. You know,
Yeah.
and that pushes us for goals. That pushes
It's
us
good
to
motivation.
make better products. Yes.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what excites me the most from researching about you is the breadth of vision. You know, the Uplift project is another thing altogether
Yes. Yeah.
that connects with what you're doing right
Yes.
now.
Yes.
Tell me more.
So the Uplift project is one of our key projects that we are citing. It's
So let me interrupt. Right, you're not just fixing
No.
their limitation.
No.
You go one step further.
we go one step further. The
Uh-huh.
thing is
how
that
do you come out with that? Okay, let's debunk what is Uplift, and then tell me how did you think about all this, because this in itself
yeah,
is mind-boggling. It's a handful.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so how did we get to that point? Let's start with that, and then I explain
Yeah.
about the project. So
Okay.
okay, the first time, as I said, that we were making custom hands, and we realized custom hands are difficult. People will require different things, and every time we have to design, and it takes so much time to design, and then 3D print it, assemble it, test it, maybe it doesn't work, then redesign it. It's a big cycle. So from there we learned that we need to have like a more repeatable and scalable product. That means if someone comes to me and he needs a hand, or he or she needs a hand, then I just need to take out fingers from a box, I just need to take out palm from a box, I just need to take out electronics from a box, screw, done. Now that was the aim. And so
Mhm.
what we did is like we started making fingers which were the same size, but just put them at front and back and front and back. And so then it becomes like easier to assemble. You have a separate thumb, and you have this
Mhm.
bigger one for male, smaller one for female.
Uh-huh.
So we started making some standard.
So you were the
model.
technician.
Sorry.
The technician.
The technician, yeah. The technician just needs to take out from, he makes the components and then it's
Right.
inside the box, right?
Uh-huh.
Again, I would say that the team worked hard for this, and
Yeah.
we had like 2 or 3 people who have been there from the starting.
And make it sound so simple, which it's obviously not.
We wanted it to be simple for at least the customers. From
Right.
our side, it's of course difficult, it takes
Mhm.
time, but once we have finished that design, we have this key scalable element in our team that, hey, someone enters into a room, gives us a request, done, right? And so when we were thinking about this scalability, we were also thinking about modularity. Modularity means like, hey, I want to remove this, but I want a different hand, so I put a different hand, and I want a different function, so I put a different function. And when we were going through these modularities, we were thinking about why would people change hands? Why would they use modularity? And then an idea clicked that the reason why people are not using current prosthetics is that they pay so much money and it's just able to hold the glass and not even properly, right? So they would rather hold it with the right hand, or they would rather do it with their amputation, right? So that's where we thought that actually if the hand can give them employment, if the hand can bring them back into the workforce, reintegrate them with the workforce, it is much more meaningful for them. We don't only give them a hand, we give them a livelihood. We bring them back into...
Literally, you're really giving them a hand.
Yeah, we're giving them a helping hand, right? And yeah, and that's where...
That's goosebump.
That's yeah, so...
Has it changed...
Any life?
No. Has it changed the dynamic within your organizations once you realize it?
Yeah.
The bigger purpose.
Yeah, actually it did. Before it's like a it's like a school project, okay? How we put a better motor, how we put a battery, but now it's like, how does that person live his life?
Wow.
What are the key things that person needs to live his life better? So one of the hand we are working on is a waiter module. So a waiter module is like, you put a waiter hand, it just has 3 fingers, and we designed 3 fingers because actually human just needs 3 fingers. These 2 are extra vestigial, like you can do everything with these 3 fingers, right? So we made the waiter hand with 3 fingers, and now that waiter hand can lift a plate, it can mop the floor, it can clean the table, so it can do every single function that a normal human hand can do. But what you have to do is you just go here, you press this, you take it out, and then you put that waiter hand and you lock it, and now you're ready for your waiter job, right? And then you go back home and you put it back, you put a denim cover on this, or you replace this with a more premium one, and then you can go to a party, right?
And chances are that, because it's a machine, they're less tired, they're a lot more productive than you and I.
True. That's true.
In theory.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but that's true.
Provided this doesn't get too tired.
Yeah, that's true. So what we are also focusing on ergonomics. So a prosthetic, like prosthetics need to have 3 parts. Like first part is how it fits with the hand. You need to exactly cast it according to the amputation. Then the socket that you make connects to the mount. And then the mount needs to have any other function that you can give to them. So that's the hand. So general prosthetics, they only have this full as one. So anytime anything breaks, they have to ship it back to a big city, pay that extra money, replace the whole hand or the component, pay for that money, takes time to come back, and then they can use it. With this, they can just send the hand. They can just unscrew the finger and send the finger. They can just send the battery. They can just send the circuit. So it's quite modular, right? And it's cheap. Actually, it's cheap.
And it sounds like you have no ambition to cash in on this. That's why you make it so affordable.
That's true. I think, of course, as I said, we are a social enterprise. We just need to make enough to keep the company growing, and we also looking for some social impact funds to be interested in this. Southeast Asia, we want to impact Indonesia and other big markets where like 98% of the amputations don't even have normal prosthetics. Leave alone more functional prosthetics, right? They don't even have normal prosthetics. India is a big place, like millions of people are having amputations. So bringing the price down is to cater to this market, because we don't have big health insurances. We don't have people like health insurance companies paying for expensive prosthetics. So we cannot have those companies serve over here because they cannot serve to them, right? But these people still deserve a chance to be served, right? And so that's why for us,
so much dignity.
They need to be proud.
Wow.
They don't need to be ashamed of their hand. The most important thing we saw was that whenever we give them a hand, they think we are giving them as a charity, and they feel ashamed of wearing it. They feel bad about wearing it. With this kind of hand,
it's feel almost so cool, I feel envious.
Yeah, actually some people told me like, hey, I'm thinking of cutting my hand, but does your hand work properly or not? But we want to reach that point where we can even augment normal people. We call ourselves work on augmetics because we want to augment even normal people, like women who are pregnant. They want to carry a heavy bag back home. We can give them an exoskeleton which can, lift a heavy bag. And it's just a power battery, and they just need to do this, and it will lift everything. They don't need to do it.
But I'm thinking of this this quote about you are, the limit of your imagination while you're talking.
That's
It's,
true. That's true. I think the whole team lives by that quote actually, because whatever we think is possible to be made by a 3D printer,
so you
by the
are
electronics.
only limited by the size of your
Imagination. Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. And
Yeah, I'm seeing-
also the funds that you have left.
on a practical level, but,
Yeah.
but it keeps reminding me of that quote while you're speaking, and it's extremely uplifting hearing that. Wow.
It's good to hear that there's like-minded people across the world who care about this initiative, and we want to bring it to more people.
So where are you right now?
We are on our first commercial product. We are getting it to the launch phase
Within 1 year.
within 1 year.
Congratulations. Wow.
Thank you. Yeah, we will launch an Indiegogo soon, so that we can appeal to people who are abroad to donate to this cause, to serve 30 people in 1 year, and
To serve.
so they can donate towards 30 hands in
Okay.
Vietnam, and we want to start that Indiegogo campaign this year.
And you're saying that each of these will only cost $400.
600. It will cost $600
to the patient.
to the patient, and if
That's it.
That's it.
Without subsidy, nothing.
Yeah, that's it. 600. Everything is there. Like it's a fully functional hand for them. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but what do you live on if?
Our cost will be like around 400, and we will put that 200 for like we still have to do services after that. Like for example, let's say something breaks or
You still have
something.
to feed yourself.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah. And so that's why I think that the initial phase we want it to be a supportive. Our champions or our donators or
Yeah.
funders or backers are the people who will support us to make this product more functional and more affordable, bring down the costs, make it more accessible for the market, and that's why like we still need that runway to figure out like which product fits the best, and is there any complaints from the customer, how we can perfect the product, like to give to even more people. Yeah.
Another thought came to mind throughout this interview is what beautiful mind you are. Had I been, had this assignment be a written one, it would have been a beautiful mind as a title. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
God bless for you.
Thank you very much.